And welcome to Wave 3 Listens. Happy to say today, how many times can you say this and mean it? I'm off to see the Wizard. Well, today we are all off to see the Wizard. As you know, Wicked is showing now at the Kentucky Center for the Arts, the Broadway series, the production of Wicked. And I am telling you, as you probably know, it is the untold story of the Witches of Oz. What you may not know is it is absolutely fabulous, breathtaking. Great conversation, great for the kids, great for all family members. We're going to talk to a couple of members here of the cast. I am honored to have with me now Marilyn Caskey, who plays Madame Morrible.
Hello,
Hello,
so good
Marilyn.
to be here.
So glad that you're here, and you're happy to be. You love Louisville, right?
Love Louisville, love it. It's wonderful. As our cast thinks it's one of our top 3 cities out of the 50 that we've been to, along with a couple of others. We love it here.
I love hearing that. And Paul Kreppel, Paul is the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
I get to be the Wizard of Oz.
And you play it excellently. Both
Thank
of
you.
you are just, I mean, what I loved about the show, one of the many things that I loved about the show, is there's really no one actor or actress that steals the show. You're also great and also believable. I want to ask you first, Marilyn, your character, Madame Morrible. For an actress, there's something you have to relate to, something you have to embrace.
Yes.
What did you see about that character that said, okay, I get her, I want to play her?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think, you know, there's a little bit of all of us in every character we play. And I think for her, surprisingly enough, it was her charm. She likes to be charming, and she also is a very ambitious person. But she got to where she is, and she gets to where she's going by being charming and by being smart and ambitious. And I think I could relate to wanting to succeed.
There we go.
And I also relate to her charm because my mother was so charming, and I see my mother in parts of her in the charming parts.
I've discovered very quickly you're charming.
Oh, thank you.
And very intelligent. So the little typecasting there, that's okay. Paul, you are the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Yeah. And much like the movie, the Wizard is somewhat, is it fair to say he's limited? He's maybe all show and no go. You know,
he's a carny.
Yeah, there you go.
He's a sideshow. He's a snake oil salesman. He likes to charm. He likes to play with people. You know, a little song and dance man, fast talker. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that, as has been said many times before, he's not a bad man. He's just not a great wizard. But he really enjoyed coming to this land and seduce the entire country.
You know, being
into believing that he had some kind of power that he didn't really have.
And being the year of an election, can you relate a little bit to being a politician with the Wizard?
Absolutely. He's definitely a politician. I won't mention any names as to who I think he kind of represents, but he's definitely a politician. But he's doing it because he really does love to take care of people. He wants to do that. Now, at this point, it's just about maintaining that, though, so it's gone beyond his initial intent, I think.
Yep.
And you know, we team up pretty well in the cast, and it's an amazing show, as you know, and it's an amazing cast. There's a synergy to this group that goes even beyond what Wicked can represent, I think. And it's the best of what Wicked is.
Yeah, and let's talk about what Wicked is, because there was an article in the Courier-Journal about bullying and how if you bring a school, especially a middle schooler or an elementary school child, they can take a lot from this, and a lot from this. And if you would, tell me what you took. You know what I took from this is not to judge a person automatically, especially not by appearance, but maybe find out a little bit about their story, because everyone has a story behind what makes them what they are. But for the two of you, when you're talking to someone, a friend of yours who's into theater, and you say, this is what I want you to take from this, what would you like someone who's watching the show to take from Wicked?
Well, if I was going to be very down to one point, I would say there are people we call good and there are people we call wicked, and we come to see in this show how they came about having these reputations and the ups and downs of their lives and the powers that they were born with, how they use them, and how they use them for good, and how they get called, why they get called wicked.
And Paul, you've got the power. What do you want folks to take from?
You know, kind of going off what Marilyn was just saying, my girlfriend has a line that she says about people that people think are bad. She says that they're an angel lost in the dark. And I think that there's something to that with this show. You don't always judge. Just because you think somebody is a certain way doesn't mean that they're evil, doesn't mean that they're bad. It doesn't mean that the good person is really good. You know, everybody sometimes has their own agenda. And it's good to question authority, but it's also it's a show about friendship and relationships. That's really what the show is about. And it's the magic of the show. And it's why it touches everybody. And we all have a place in our hearts for the Wizard of Oz, especially, you know, anybody that ever saw the movie.
You had an addition there, Marilyn. Go ahead.
I was going to say it's set against a political backdrop. So you've got friendship and you've got politics, not to mention all the. It's a play within a musical, so there's really a lot to get there, and it's how to maybe not trust authority. I don't know if you. I don't know if you've ever felt that way.
Yes. Write this down, folks. You can put my name on this one. You will love Wicked. Get to the Kentucky Center for the Arts. There's the information on your screen. Follow the Yellow Brick Road. Write down that information right there, and see Wicked, the Broadway series. Matt Porter, thank you very much. Appreciate you bringing on these two fabulous performers and fabulous people. We'll be right back on Wave 3 Listens.